Now there's more and more real estate investors who actually do share and say that, yeah, the last 18 months and 2 years have been really difficult. Hello, and welcome back to the Very Real Estate Effect podcast, a show dedicated to real estate investing right here in North America. And today I'm going to be having an episode where I'm happy to give you some updates on some of the projects I've been working on, because some of them you've been following them for quite a while and you must be wondering where is that now. So before I jump into it, I just want to remind all of you, please share this episode with a friend who could benefit from this conversation. The goal of this podcast has always been to give people knowledge so they can have the confidence to start investing and scaling their portfolio, as a lot of people want to get into real estate, but they don't really know how or where or how to go about it. So anyways, share this episode with a friend, leave us a comment, some reviews. It's always well received. First major update for the Saint project. If you've been following the show for a while, you know that we've bought some land about 2 years ago in a city north of Montreal, Saint-Jérôme. We had a building permit for 16 units that was issued last year. Now there's been a change in zoning, and we're also acquired the neighbor's lot. So we've been able to redesign the project and basically go from 16 to 43 units. We're very proud of all this work. It's taking a tremendous amount of energy, negotiation with the city, working with the architects and with the urbanist. Everybody's really contributed well. We had several versions of the project. And if you want to hear more about it, you can go back in the previous episodes and follow the story. So basically, the update on this one is that we've submitted to the city end of March 2024. We're now mid-May, actually the 22nd, 23rd. So we're getting towards the end of the month. So it's been 2 months that we submitted. There's been the final meeting at the city this week, and we're going to get a positive news this week. We need to receive the resolution from the city council meeting saying that the project has been approved as submitted. And from there, we'll then be able to go and, well, multiple things need to do. We need to go and do the architecture and the engineering to go prepare the building permit application. So that would take about 6 weeks. The architect and the engineering team is ready and lined up. We just need to get going once the project is approved. Also, now that the project is approved, we know what we're going to be building. So then we can go into evaluation. So we take the project, we take the pro forma, we send it to an accredited appraiser, and they appraise on if this building was delivered tomorrow, because they don't evaluate for the future. They evaluate for all those values now. What would the project be worth? So that's what it's going to be, because that's also going to determine how much financing we can get. So that's a very important step. So we're very excited. The 2 months of wait have been gruesome. I hate waiting. I'm rather impatient, but hey, if the city takes 2 months, the city takes 2 months. That's just the way it is. So there's been a lot of work going into this project. Again, originally we were going to do a 16. Now we're at 43 units residential on 6 floors, 7,000 square feet of commercial, and underground parking for 19 spots. The building looks really good architectural wise. They've done a fantastic job. It's the team at Edifix. It's an architectural firm. They're based on the Nuns Island in Montreal. It's the second project that we do with them. We've had a great collaboration. I actually highly recommend them. Edifix, and the lead architect is Mourad. Get in touch with them if you have any questions. They're very local and they've done projects all over Quebec. A lot in the Montreal region, but for the rest, a little bit outside of the city. So that's for Saint-Jérôme. Now, Saint-Jérôme, obviously, we need to look at financing. In order to do the build, we are going to have to borrow for the construction loan. Now, we know that, as of the end of May, right now there's talk, well, the inflation has been decreasing steadily. It's now within the bracket of the Bank of Canada. There's more and more talks that rates are going to start decreasing. The next meeting, I think, is June 5th or June 7th. So in literally like 2 to 3 weeks. I personally doubt that interest rates are going to go down at that point. I think the Bank of Canada, and this is just my 2 cents. This is for entertainment purposes only. I don't think the Bank of Canada is going to lower before at least the end of the summer or even maybe the fall because they want to see steady decrease in inflation. They might be thinking that it's a bit too soon. And given that the market is already hot, if we start to decrease rates, it's going to get even hotter because all those who've been waiting for the last 2 years are going to go back on the market and start to make more offers. And it's going to keep pushing real estate prices up even more. So, but I mean, that's going to happen naturally in any case whenever rates start to decrease. So I'm also looking at that because depending on when we're going to get our building permit and when we're going to go for financing, that's going to have a big impact. Like at this point, when I play with the pro forma, I'm still underwriting at 4.3, which right now is where we should be. If we underwrite at 375, which yeah, I agree with you is a fair jump, but the CMB's kind of been all over the place. Realistic that maybe by the end of the year, the Canadian mortgage bond rate will be around those the 375 range. The project is a lot better, is a lot more financeable. So that's kind of the more patience that we need to have when we look at this situation. That's kind of it for the Saint Jerome project. Now we have another project on in Montreal. We acquired a duplex in Verdun on Wellington Street, and we it took a very long time to go through permit with the city. We got our building permit. We're adding 2 floors, so we're turning a 2 unit a duplex into a nice fourplex with an extra full floor and a 40% mezzanine. We have our building permits. We are in talks. We are receiving quotes now for construction. And once we have just a little bit more information, we're going to go to financing. We've already started. It's just that now we need to submit the construction quote to see exactly where we are at and where we're going to go and how much the institution is going to be providing us for the build. So on this project, we got an evaluation. We got a very good evaluation actually because we know it's a good project. The value is there. The revenue are going to be there as well, and we're very excited for this project because it's just good. It's just good. I mean, there's still a lot of factors that we need to that we need to figure out and finish up. Now, lastly, you've also heard about a project that we were doing in Laval. This too was a small multifamily. It's fully stabilized. We had a partner that had come with us, and now we've been able to put in place a financing, which allows us to pay back our partner and then pay ourselves back a little bit. We still have to leave a lot of equity actually into the property, and we're okay with that for now. We're thinking that we'll keep it for a couple more years and then we'll sell it. Earlier this year, we had listed the property for sale. Actually, it wasn't earlier this year. It was in 2023, in mid-fall. We had listed the property for sale. We were asking for a fairly high price, and we're aware of that. We worked with a broker. We had activity and traction. We had offers, but it didn't end up going through. And that's okay because now we're refinancing it and essentially taking care of our partner who trusted us a while ago, and we need to make sure we take care of them because our partners are our priority. So all of this to say that they might be, I say fourplex is a small deal now, but all of those different projects have been going on for a while, and it seems like a lot is happening in the next couple of weeks, which is very exciting. In some cases, it's the conclusion of 2 years of work. So we're very excited with Rosalie, my wife, who's my partner, who you've seen on the podcast as well. And it's just that it's been a bit of a roller coaster, and I'm glad to see that now there's more and more real estate investors who actually do share and say that the last 18 months and 2 years have been really difficult. There's still a lot of deals. The market is hot, but it's been a challenge, and it's okay to acknowledge it. It's okay to accept it. It's okay to say it. And in some cases, I've had some moments where like, oh, my deal hasn't been this great and this and that. And no, those deals were good. It's just the economic environment has been challenging. And some of you might be still in a complete buying spree. Some of you still might just be kind of waiting and looking and not touching anything for now. And that's all right. It's just don't wait too long to get back in because it's already restarted. So just one piece of advice: if you want to make some investments, start now. Don't wait. start now, because the best moment to invest was 5 years ago. The second best is today. So take advantage of it. On this note, I've also, on a completely different note, I've had in the last 2, 3 episodes some gentlemen from the US. We had 2 episodes back to back on land, and I know I've gotten some fairly good feedback on it. I'm planning my next several weeks and months, and preparing also for the summer break. And if there's any topics that you would like to hear about, a particular guest you would be interested in hearing about, please let me know. Hook up with me on Instagram, send me a message, send me an email. Just let me know what you want to hear about, because it's actually really nice to get quality guests for what you want to hear about, because this podcast is about you. It's about giving you the confidence to invest in real estate. So there you go. Quick update. Thank you very much for following. I'll talk to you next week. Ciao.